It sounds like we got quite a bit of messages going on here. I'm curious what your stance is on sort of templated versus fully customized.
It's a combination. I mean, it's a hybrid. I mean, it's this term that we hear sometimes, mass customization, right? You have to have a process, a play, right? You hear this term a lot. You need to have a play that's replicable, right? That's predictable, right? That you go, look, if I send out this message, this is the typical response rate and the typical response that I'm going to get. So there has to be some predictability to your outbound, right? So you need to have that. But it also has to, hey, Colin, just reaching out, right? Or something like, and we've got another message, which is actually really cool. I'm not going to kind of go deep into where that one shows up, but it's kind of like, hey, Colin, and what we can do on LinkedIn, which is really cool, is we've started refining the search down even further, which I don't know how much time we have, but we started refining the search down even further to people who are new in their role.
Interesting.
Okay, because people new in their role as a sales leader, new in their role, have unique challenges. Mm-hmm. Things like, hey, Colin, given that you're new in your role, and congrats on that, by the way, you've probably inherited a sales team that doesn't hit their KPIs, right?
There was probably a reason they have a new job in the first place.
That's right. Right?
So you have a job.
You've probably inherited a team that isn't hitting their KPIs. Maybe they've never had formal sales training, or they have, but they've completely forgotten what they've learned, or they don't implement it. Mm-hmm. Does this sound familiar? Right? Is this you? Right?
Yeah.
And when you start speaking that language to that person, they're like, yup. Right? So that's super important. So the customization, the message is customized to the audience, not the person. So hence the mass customization.
Gotcha.
So you can target people on LinkedIn who are new to a role. Mm-hmm. And also what we do, because, some people might say, look, Tom, this sounds great, but, not everybody's on LinkedIn. Not everybody's active on LinkedIn. And I'd say, well, you're absolutely right, which is why we can filter it down even more by only going after people that have had activity within the last 30 days.
Ooh, that's
How
pretty cool.
Sweet is that?
I hadn't thought about that one. Actually, that's nice, because then now you're narrowing your audience, because you're investing quite a bit in engaging with these people. You want to make sure that they're the type of person that's going to engage with you back.
Exactly. Because what we noticed when we first started doing this, Colin, was we would, reach out to, let's say, 100 people, but we'd only get, let's say, a 50% acceptance rate. Mm-hmm. So you've got to ask yourself the question, why? Is it people don't want to connect with me? Is that why? Is it half don't want to connect with me? Or is it possible that even though Colin has a LinkedIn profile, the dude hasn't logged in for frickin' 3 months? Is that possible, right?
Totally.
Totally possible. There are people that are extremely active on LinkedIn and some people that are incredibly inactive on LinkedIn. So if your outbound campaign is predicated upon reaching people on LinkedIn, then you've got to make sure that they're as active on it as you are. So you want to, filter out the bad ones or the inactive ones. And when we started doing that, our numbers started going up dramatically.
Wow. Way to bury the lead, Colin. Like, I should have got this right at the very top of the episode, but that's incredible. Cause it's one of those like easy things that it's so easy to miss. You're building the search. You're so focused on ICP. It's very easy to forget about, okay, new at the job. Great. I've heard that before. I've done that before. Active on LinkedIn, such an easy box to forget about.
Yep.